When you've killed 700 plus civilians already, can you honestly claim to be against the killing of innocent civilians? I mean, it seems like in this situation, the Israeli government and Hamas are both the bad guys.
Israel continues its aerial assault on targets in Gaza. Hundreds of thousands of Israeli troops have been called up, preparing to launch a ground invasion against Hamas militants. ABC's Inez de la Cutera is in Tel Aviv with what we know right now.
Thick smoke rising over Gaza City as Israel's military continues its retaliatory strikes following last weekend's horrific attack by hundreds of Hamas terrorists who infiltrated Israel. The brutality of those attacks coming to light, the Israel Defense Force saying it's discovered the bodies of murdered women and small children.
The more we learn about these sickening atrocities, the worse it gets. Hamas deliberately targeted civilians.
And that's something that the Israeli government does. They will kill innocent Palestinian children. They will kill Americans. They'll kill people in the media. Anybody that's on the side of the Palestinians, you're liable to get killed by the Israeli government.
And massacre them just because they are Jews.
Yoshi Schneider says this chilling footage posted online shows his cousin, Shiri Bibas, and her 9-month-old and 3-year-old children being taken prisoner.
They're not warriors, they're not soldiers. They're young women, young babies, and Holocaust survivors and handicaps.
Israel's military says they struck more than 200 targets in Gaza overnight. Gaza's power authority now says it has run out of fuel and electricity. Hospitals there are filled to capacity with Palestinians who've been injured. One American citizen in
Yeah, so what about all the innocent Palestinians that are going to have to suffer with lack of medical care, food, and water? I mean, what about like all the kids that may die because of it? The Israeli government doesn't care because they love to collectively punish people.
Gaza trying to evacuate with her 3 children, telling ABC she feels abandoned by the U.S. Embassy.
They say we're gonna get you, but we don't hear anything from them. We all wanna get out of here.
Meanwhile, the attacks from Hamas militants continue. A barrage of rockets fired into southern Israel early Wednesday morning. ABC's Matt Gutman on the ground in Ashkelon.
Those are interceptors taking out the Hamas rockets. We think this has been going on all day long, explosion after explosion. So many people in this town have just...
With the amount of military weapons and money that the United States gives to the Israeli government, they should have an adequate defense system. The Iron Dome can take out anything. So they have nothing to worry about missile launches from Hamas, but their reaction to the missile launches is extreme as they kill a bunch of innocent Palestinians in the process.
left.
U.S. military aid has already arrived in Israel. President Biden speaking with Prime Minister Netanyahu again today.
There is no justification for terrorism. My commitment to Israel's security and the safety of the Jewish people is unshakable.
I wonder how he feels about the terrorism by the Israeli government against Palestinians. Doesn't seem like anyone in our government ever says anything about that.
And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and opposition leader Benny Gantz now agreeing to form an emergency unity government in the wake of these attacks.
Benjamin Netanyahu is a criminal who got ousted from the government just to be put back in, even though he's being charged with fraud and bribery and stuff.
Inez de la Cutera, ABC News, Tel Aviv, Israel.